The finding of the panel thus far shows the following. 1. The panel did not find any evidence thus far that suggested that Mr. Idris Okuneye slept outside the custodial center during the period of his imprisonment.
Okay, Nigeria Express, how on a day today? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I beg. We're gonna support the ministry. Okay, so as it be now, the committee which was set up to investigate Bobrisky, the Bobrisky prison matter, they actually came out and said there was no evidence that Bobrisky did not spend his time in the prison. Now, look, I don't want to pile up on this Bobrisky issue because the truth is a lot of people have, come out to say some certain things that I actually think is true. So some people don't talk, say, okay, why are people so interested in the downfall of Bobrisky? And I started and I thought to myself and I said, you know what, these people then get small truth they waiting them to talk, because the truth is I don't know Bobrisky from anywhere. Bobrisky has never offended me in his life. He does what he's doing to make his money, the whole cross-dressing. I don't know if he's gay or if he's just doing that for doing sake, but that's his business anyways. It has never affected me, negatively in any way. But the only sad part about this thing is we always use this thing as excuses, because Nigeria is a very corrupt country. Nigeria is a very lawless country, very, very lawless country. When you look at other states, other countries, the way they have, developed and stuff, Nigeria is still backwards in a lot of ways. And corruption is the biggest way that we are still backwards, because in this country, anybody can just come outside and do anything to you. And if you don't have money, there's nothing you can do about it. If now only big man, the law they favor. In fact, there's no law. So now only big man in the system they favor. If you are a big man, you can pay your way out of any mess. That is exactly what is annoying people about this whole Bobrisky issue. Now, the thing is, wait, look, innocent or not innocent, guilty or not guilty, first of all, the thing he was charged for, he was sent to prison for, the spraying of money stuff, I think everybody will agree that was a little bit extreme. They're not supposed to send them go prison for that kind of matter. Let's be honest with ourselves. That's a little bit extreme. 6 months for waiting up with causing spray money. He wasn't really stepping on the money. He wasn't really matching the money. He was not writing on the money. He was not debting the money. We see currency where we spend these days. Sometimes, my brother, you will see some money where people go send, give you a fear, go catch you to even collect the money from their hand. So he wasn't really doing that. He was spraying the money in a very chill manner. And if you even ask myself, he was even spraying the money in a very chill manner. But I get the whole trying to make an example of someone, and then they actually sent Bobrisky to 6 months in prison. Now, unfortunately for Bobrisky, he went to prison, and the corrupt system was actually exposed because of him and because of his loud mouth. He's always talking. He's always on social media talking and all that. And he can't go. There's a phone call now because he actually borrowed money from someone. We all know how this thing started. He actually borrowed money from someone, refused to pay the person, and the person sent the leak of their phone conversation to a very dark man. Now, that alone on itself, which is, as a matter of fact, that's 2 different people on the phone call allegedly that Bobrisky spoke to, and he actually said it himself that he did not stay in prison. So when this committee come outside and say they don't know, there's no proof that Bobrisky did not spend his time in prison. Now, I will ask, what is the proof that he actually spent his time in the prison? Because somebody is out there on the phone call saying they got an apartment for him, not inside the prison. He's not in the prison. They got an apartment for him somewhere outside, like a hotel or a service apartment. They got something for him outside of the prison. This guy admitted it on 2 separate occasions on phone calls. Let's even leave the EFCC issue, because now they said there's no proof that Bobrisky actually. Now, these things are actually not far off. But the only problem is Nigeria is a very lawless country, like I said earlier on. When these guys were asked if there are CCTV cameras in the prison, they said no. Now you can imagine a whole prison of Nigeria. There are no CCTV cameras. So if anything was to happen to any inmate in that place, no evidence of what happened. I know how the prison system works abroad. In fact, there's barely a place you can be in the prison that there is no camera. That's why to even escape prison is a problem. Because why? There's somebody sitting down somewhere watching you on cameras. I believe that this is just part of the corrupt system. Because if you look at, I've been to, companies in Nigeria. In fact, I'm saying companies in Nigeria. If you go to Alaba market, say you want to go buy equipment for Alaba market, even in Ikeja market, they have CCTV cameras in some shops. So my point is, it's not even that difficult to set up. There are a lot of cameras. You see, there's a particular shop. He has about 4 different cameras mounted around his shop. And then if you get to his office, there's a screen where he's watching everything happening there. My point is, if private individuals can actually set up CCTV cameras, why can't Nigerian prisons set up CCTV cameras? I mean, that would have settled this whole issue. They will have said, okay, we'll see Bobrisky coming inside the prison. See day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. They see all the days he spent in prison. Look at evidence to show that Bobrisky was actually in prison. So my own thing right now is, there's no real evidence to show that he actually was in prison, because if they have snuck him out, there's no way to know. But meanwhile, this guy is on tape. This is a sort of a confession. Because I don't know how the law system works in Nigeria, or privacy system. I mean, I don't know how it works in Nigeria. But this is someone who has admitted on phone call twice, implicating everybody. He implicated the head of the prisons, whatever they are called. He implicated the head, saying somebody called and they transferred. And of course, when the prison people came, they actually gave their cock and bull story and said, yes, Bobrisky was moved because of he donated chairs. They actually moved him from minimum security to maximum security. There was no issue. The chair issue, I did not even know about it until this issue came up. There was nothing like that online. Like it was going to cause a problem or something that they had to move him. That was just the excuse. If you ask me, that was just the excuse. Look, and for the whole issue of Bobrisky, being given special treatment in prison. Look, for one time, I'd agree with that. He's a special case. There are no laws for transgender in Nigeria. So of course, when there's no laws, you have to freestyle. You have to look for, being an expert in the field, you have to look for a way around it. So if these guys had said, okay, we put Bobrisky in solitary confinement because he's, Bobrisky. He's not a man, he's not a woman. He's a man with woman parts. They definitely cannot send him to the general population of prison. That one, I would agree. They get how they won't send them to the general population for prison, because they would tear him apart. They will harass him, they will molest him, if not injure him. And that will be a bigger problem. And of course, there's no way they can send him to the female correctional center, because we know now the guy gets Ebola. And anything can happen. If Bobrisky goes there now and gets another inmate pregnant, we'll start another story again. So for safety's sake, I understand why they would not want to put Bobrisky in the general population of the men. They can, give him a special confinement and all that, but not get an apartment for him outside of the prison, which he actually had to pay for. So I don't know if we understand the whole problem of this thing now. The problem now is, this guy actually paid them money for them to give him special treatment. And of course, the special treatment was not even inside the place. Say they gave him one special prison there where he had a bed, and they actually took him outside. That's according to Bobrisky's conversation he had. And this whole him being caught at the border trying to run away, of course, there's substance to it. These are all things that you will use as evidence when you are trying to, judge something like this. These are all things that you will use as evidence and say, okay, why are you trying to run away if you're actually innocent? If you have nothing to hide, why are you trying to run away? But I understand the way the whole matter be, Sha. I don't want to, dwell on this thing so much, because the fact is, I actually don't mean harm for Bobrisky. I don't want Bobrisky to go and suffer. Because he hasn't done anything to me. The Naira spraying thing is something that In fact, a lot of people have done. Even myself, I've sprayed naira before in the past. So it's not something that will say, okay, let's come and start casting a stone on this guy, or let's come and kill him because he sprayed naira. We all know why a lot of people are angry with Bobrisky. It's because of his lifestyle. Now, Very Dark Man, I don't know his problem with Bobrisky, if they have personal beef. I don't know if that's what's motivating him, but he said he's against injustice. But for the whole prison thing, this matter just exposed we no really get. And if you watch the video of when these guys were actually coming out to say Bobrisky was found not guilty, the committee they set up, they did their findings, and they go print a book. I don't even understand Nigerians self. I don't understand us. This committee went to print a booklet, their findings about the issue, print a booklet, and they were handing it over and clapping for themselves like they did one big thing. Like, you're a committee set up to investigate something. You investigated without even doing the proper investigation, because everybody outside already knows what happened. You are saying there's no evidence. Bobrisky was on phone call. Did you interview Bobrisky in this your findings? Was there ever a point they actually said they interviewed Bobrisky to find out how he stayed there, ask him the activities that were carried there, and then collaborate it with the prison people and know if it's the same thing that actually goes on there? Is that how you do your findings? You just do your findings without interviewing the person that is involved in the issue? Is that how you do your findings? And they are there applauding themselves. It just further exposes the corruption in this system, and it's unfortunate because it has to be somebody like this that was caught in the crossfire. But then that's my own beef with the whole thing. But say me personally, beef with Bobrisky, I don't know Bobrisky from Adam. I've met him once, but that's like just passively. So I don't have any personal interaction with Bobrisky that I would say, okay, he's nice or he's wicked or is this or that. No, I don't care about Bobrisky. It's the corruption in the system that Very Dark Man exposed that we are trying to address. And of course, the EFCC one, I think that one is still ongoing. But this issue is not a crazy thing, or it's not that hard to imagine. Bobrisky said some things in the phone call. If you want to analyze this thing properly, he actually said he was using his brother's account. They should check that brother's account. Those figures Bobrisky was mentioning, they should confirm those figures if those figures actually left the account. The 10 million when saying give to a person, make them check them. 15 million when saying give ESVC, make them check on that period where Bobrisky is supposed to send that money, give them. If they check it, it's very simple. If those money actually went out, check which destination that money went to and call that person and ask that person, okay, what was this money for? Look, even somebody in secondary school can investigate these things properly. But I don't know this panel that they set up that came outside and clapping for themselves like they did one big thing. They hand over reports, they snap picture like say that one big thing them do. It's just incredible. This country is quite incredible. But so we are still yet to get any update on his arrest, or I don't know if I'll call it an arrest, because he was caught at the border trying to escape. Now here's the thing. If Bobrisky, if there's no actual, if there's no, how do I put it now? Like say he's not a wanted person, there's no point arresting him at the border. If he's not a wanted person, there's no point arresting him. Of course, he has his passport. If he wants to leave the country, he's free to leave the country. He's a free man. If he wants to leave the country, he's free to leave the country. But this one that was saying they arrested him. We arrested him, but he's found not guilty of that. Oh, anyway, the EFCC issue is still on. My own point is, let's not be playing hanky panky here. If you want the guy to go, leave and make it go. Of course, you're not saying anything. Personally, I don't even want him to go back to prison. As a matter of fact, I want to make Bobrisky escape, but I want the corruption that happened to be exposed. That's what, if you ask me, that's what I want. I want the corruption to be exposed, because there are a lot of big men who are sentenced to prison, but we know they don't go to prison, and a lot of scary people who are actually sent to prison. And of course, if this is how it works, that means they ended up not going to prison. So it's a very complicated one. But I think Look, the matter it don't drag, and this whole findings that these people came outside and did, it was just ridiculous. To me, it was ridiculous. The way they just come, they snap picture, they do say they did their findings, blah blah blah. It was really ridiculous. But we don't say that Nigeria we did, we just they move, they go. Let's not lose focus on the major issues that are facing us in the country. Now, fuel is above 1,000 naira per liter. Just some years ago, about 2 years ago, what am I saying? Fuel was about less than 200 naira per liter. So this is like almost, it went up about 10 times. This is ridiculous. Somebody needs to address this issue. But here we are. Everybody's now distracted with Bobrisky thing. Let's not lose focus on what's going on. Anyways, Nigeria Express, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe, support the ministry. God bless you. As the updates go, I go still drop the updates. Make we know how far, because this EFCC matter is still on. Let's know what their findings will be as well. Peace out. One love.